welcome to your 30-minute yoga practice. Today we're going to start in a standing position. So in your space, find your mat and find the top part of your mat. And just keep your feet a sliver apart. So your big toes and your pinky toes are pointing forward and your hip bones are in line with your third toe. From here, just spread your toes nice and wide, lift them off from the mat, and then lower them down from the outside in. So from your pinky toe, the fourth toe, the third toe, the second toe, and then the big toe. Okay, we'll do that one more time. Lift your toes up, and then lower them down one or two at a time. Good, so we have a nice solid foundation here. Roll your shoulders down and back and bring your palms to face forward. Lift up through the very crown of your head, get nice and tall, and close your eyes. And here we'll just get a little bit more familiar with the feeling of our feet on the ground. Where can you feel a little more weight? In the fronts of the feet, where the toes are, or the ball of the feet, that fleshy part beneath the toes, the outside or the inside of the foot, or the heel of your foot. Maybe with eyes closed, you notice the body shifting and swaying. That's okay. Just notice that. Notice how the muscles and the bones in your body work to balance you. And then begin to become aware of your breath. Without changing the breath, just notice how the breath moves in and out of the nostrils, where it lands in the body. And maybe you'd even like to take one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. And just feel the expansion, the gentle lift with every inhale, and the subtle lowering or contraction with every exhale. And begin to create an even deeper and wider breath. In and out through the nose. Allowing the ribs to fan out and the chest to rise as you fill the lungs and up into the heart space. Notice how the chest falls and the ribs contract and draw in as you exhale. Let's take that breath down to the low belly and then up into the lungs and the chest, and then out from the chest, the lungs, and the belly. Breathing in fully and breathing out completely. And see if you can find a steady rhythm and pace that you can keep with you for the remainder of your yoga practice today. With your next inhale, reach both hands up to the sky. Exhale, lower the left hand beside the hip and tilt over to the left, reaching the right hand over your head. And feel that nice side stretch here. With an inhale, bring your left hand up to meet the right, stand up tall. And then exhale, lower the right hand, tilt to the right, and reach the left fingertips across. Breathing in, reaching both hands up. Breathing out, tilting to the left. Breathing in, reaching up high. And breathing out, tilting to the right. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, tall. Exhale to the left. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, gliding to the right. Inhale, back to center. And as you exhale, take your hands in front of the heart. Let the fingertips and the palms touch. Close the eyes. Notice any sensations in your body. Any tingling, maybe you can feel your heart beating a little bit faster or harder. And with your next inhale, reach both hands up. I'll step back so you can see me a little bit better. So with your next exhale, bend into your right knee, reach your right hand forward, and then inhale, reach up and back with your left hand and follow your left thumb with your eyes. So a little twist here, reaching the hands forward and back as if you're being pulled in two different directions. We bend the knee to protect the knees and the lower back. Inhale, reaching both hands up and overhead, straightening the right leg. And then exhale, bend the left knee, reach the left hand forward. Inhale, reach the right hand up and back and turn to look over your right thumb. Reaching those hands away from the shoulders. Inhale, come back to center, reach the hands up, straighten out the left knee. Exhale, twisting and opening to the left. Right knee is bent, extending out through the fingertips. Inhale, finding center. Exhale, opening to the right, left knee is bent. Beautiful. Inhale to center, move a little quicker now. Exhale toward the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Once more. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Close your eyes. Noticing any sensations in the shoulders, in the belly, in the legs. And with your next inhale, we'll sweep the hands up high, look beyond your fingertips. And then exhale, folding forward, lead your heart down. Let your fingertips rest on the mat or to the shins, whatever feels best. Soften your knees, tuck your chin, looking at your shins or your knees. Let your upper body become nice and heavy. From here, we'll reach for opposite elbows. You can stay right here if you'd like, like a rag doll, or you can gently sway from side to side, or you can nod and shake your head. And then easing back into stillness. With your next exhale, plant the right hand, straighten your left leg and keep the right knee bent. And inhale, reach your left hand up and look beyond your palm. Open your palm wide toward the left wall. And breathing out, place the left hand down, bend the left knee, straighten the right, and inhale, reach the right hand high. So if your hand doesn't meet the mat here, that's perfectly okay. You can take your hand to the shin or the top of the foot. Exhale, place the right hand down, bend the right knee, straighten the left. Inhale, reach your left hand up. Exhale, left hand down, bend the left knee, straighten the right. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Breathing out, right hand down, right knee bends, left arm reaches up. Breathing out, left hand down, left knee bends, right hand reaches up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, slowly roll all the way up through the spine. Reach your hands up. And exhale, take your hands in front of the heart. Close your eyes. Scan your body. How are you feeling and how's your breath? Good. With your next exhale, take your hands to your hips. Take your feet a little bit wider, so fleshy hip distance apart. And with your next inhale, reach your hands up. And as you exhale, send your hips back, bend your knees and sink into your heels. So you can allow for a little curve or arch in the back, just making sure that your knees aren't caving in toward one another. We want the knees open, so they should be aligned over the second, third, or fourth toe, but not the big toe or not inside of the big toe. And this is just so we can protect our knees. Reaching those hands all the way up. If it's okay for your neck, look between your hands, or you can look straight forward or down if that feels good. So here, we'll just notice there's a little more weight through our heels instead of our toes. And we should be able to see our toes beyond our knees. Good, if you can go lower on your next exhale, go a little bit lower. Continuing to breathe, keeping your core nice and strong. And then inhale, straighten your legs, reach up. And exhale, reach your hands forward and fold all the way down. So if you have access here with your two peace fingers, the first finger and the middle finger, you can bring those fingers around your big toes and fold down. And if not, that's okay. You can take hands to the feet, hands to the mat, or reach for opposite elbows and tuck the chin. You're more than welcome to sway from side to side. And if you'd like to bend the knees, go ahead and bend the knees. With your next inhale, roll all the way up. Sweep your hands overhead, lift your eyes. Exhale, take hands to hips. Inhale, bend your knees, sink back, reach your hands all the way up. Good, very important here to stay connected with your breath as you notice a slight burning sensation or activation of the muscles in your legs. So again, just peek down, make sure that your toes can be seen behind your knees. A little more weight in the heels and our core is nice and strong. We're sinking down a little bit more if the body and breath allow it. And then inhale, reach the hands up and straighten the legs. Exhale with wide arms this time, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, either taking a hold of the big toes with the peace fingers or reaching for opposite elbows. Allowing the crown of the head to become nice and heavy, maybe shifting forward into the toes and then back into the heels. Closing your eyes and being with the breath. With your next exhale, release the hands down to the shins or the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, roll all the way up. Reach your hands overhead. Exhale, take hands to heart. Inhale, reach hands up. Exhale, this time keep your hands high and sink into your squat. Beautiful, this is the last time. So a little deeper if you can. Continue to maintain your breath control, filling the belly, the lungs, and the chest, and emptying the chest, the lungs, and the belly. The next time you breathe out, sink a little bit deeper. Few breaths here. Inhale, reaching up, straighten your legs. And exhale, take hands to heart center. Beautiful. From here, take your feet out to the width of your mat and turn your toes out just a little bit. Nice and tall, reach your hands forward and then breathing in to lift off of your heels. Good. In and out through the nose. The next time you exhale, begin to lower down, bending the knees. Keep your chest nice and tall. Lower, lower, lower. You can root your heels down or keep them up. And we're gonna sink our hips right down between our heels, taking our elbows to the inside of the legs and bringing hands to heart center. So notice if you're caving in and you're looking down, see if you can keep a nice proud chest here and lengthen up through the crown of your head. You won't be here for long. Breathing in, breathing out. It's okay if your heels are not on the floor or your mat. Just breathe. And the next time you exhale, take one hand back and gently lower yourself to a seated position and cross your legs. Beautiful. Just rest your hands on your knees or your thighs. Sit up tall and close your eyes. Noticing if the temperature of your body has changed or if the breath has changed. Notice if there's anything going on in your mind. And see if you can always come back to the breath. Good. With your next inhale, uncross your legs. Take the soles of the feet together. You can either cradle the toes with your hands or take your thumbs to the arches of your feet. Drawing the shoulders back to open through the chest. And then from here, we'll exhale and lead the heart forward, 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 and down, hinging at the hips. So just making sure that we're not allowing the shoulders to come up toward the ears. See if we can just draw them down and keep that posture. Keeping integrity through the spine. Filling the body with the breath. And then emptying the breath from the body. Good. Next time you breathe in, lift through the heart. Take your hands outside of your knees and gently encourage them together. From here, cross the ankles and shift forward. We're going to come into a tabletop position. Whoop. Be careful if you have a critter on your mat. Lengthen the crown of your head forward with your wrists under the shoulders and the knees beneath the hips. From here, I'll show you from this side. If you feel like your balance could be a little bit off today, that's okay. We'll just take the hands a little bit wider for this one outside of the shoulders instead of right underneath. So with your inhale, keep that core nice and strong. Reach your right leg all the way back behind you, continuing to look forward. Beautiful. So we're just gonna really push that heel away. Maybe squeeze your bum a little bit. And then if you feel nice and balanced, you're more than welcome to stay here if you wish. If you feel nice and balanced, reach your left hand forward. So reaching the fingertips away from the shoulder and the heel away from the hip. Breathing in, breathing out. And the next time you exhale, place your left hand down and the right knee down. And we'll just come into a child's pose position, big toes touching, knees apart, melting the hips into the heels, and resting the forehead down. Softening the whole body. Relaxing with ease. Breathing in and breathing out. With your next inhale, lift the head, shift forward into your tabletop position. Knees under the hips. And then with your next inhale, do the same on the opposite side. So this time, left leg is gonna lift up and back, nice and strong through your core. Hold your abdominals. Squeeze your bum a little bit. And then inhale, reach the right hand forward if you did so on the left. Reaching the fingertips away from the shoulder. Finding stability through your breath. And then exhale, place your limbs down and find child's pose once more. Softening the whole body and allowing the mat and the ground beneath you to support you. Next time you breathe in, shift forward into that tabletop position. From here, with your inhale, reach your right leg back. And then with your next inhale, lift your right heel like you're painting a rainbow, open and over to the side. Good, so we're kind of kickstanding it out to the side. We'll walk both hands over to the left, reach your left arm out, and then reach your right hand all the way up and over as if you're painting a rainbow here. Good. You're more than welcome to stay as you are, or you can lift that right foot off from the mat. Good, making sure that you're not holding your breath. And then with your next exhale, bring the right hand forward, the right leg down, and then come back into that tabletop position. And we'll find the same on the left with an inhale, reaching the left leg back. And then exhale, reaching it, swooping it forward. Good, walking both hands to the right. Breathing in, open the chest and reach your left hand over your head. Good, and as you reach overhead with that left arm, with your next inhale, if you did so on the right, lift that left leg off from the mat. Breathing in, really pushing the floor away with your right hand. Good, exhale, take the left hand forward, the left knee in, and the right hand under the right shoulder. From here, we're just gonna shift from side to side, and then forward, drawing circles, and circles in the opposite direction. Good. Walk the knees back just a little bit behind the hips. Reach the hands a little bit forward. And the next time you exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your knees and lift your hips up and back, finding downward facing dog. From here, just walk out through the heels, bending one knee and then the other. And then ease back into stillness. Breathing in, lift the heels high and tiptoe your feet forward between the hands. Exhale, roll chest into thighs. Inhale, bend your knees and reach your hands all the way up. And exhale, take your hands to your heart. With an inhale, step the left foot to the back of the mat. Turn both toes toward the left so the short edge of the mat is parallel with the edges of your feet. And reach both hands out. So your palms or your wrists are right under or over top of your ankles. And we'll bring both hands to the hips here. So if something's in front of you, then just shift or shimmy back a little bit. Turn your toes toward each other just slightly. With an inhale, bring your elbows back, lift your heart, lift your head. And then exhale, lay your heart forward, forward, forward. Push your hips back. And then fold down, placing your hands down on the mat underneath your shoulders. So if your hands don't reach, just see if you can play with walking your feet out a little bit more, and then seeing if your hands can rest comfortably on the mat. Breathing in, breathing out. Good, next inhale, lift up halfway. Heel toe, walk your feet a little bit closer together so they're just outside of your shoulders. And then exhale, take your hands to your hips. Inhale, lift up through the back of your heart all the way to standing. And for this next pose, I'm going to show you toward the back so you can see what I'm doing with my hands. So you're going to pivot both of your toes toward the back of your mat or the left side of your mat. So your left leg's in front. And then you can either reach for opposite elbows like so. You can interlace your hands behind your back, or you can come to a reverse prayer behind your back. So whatever feels better for your shoulders and your wrists, I'm going to reach for opposite elbows. From here, With an exhale, lead your heart forward, 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 and then fold all the way down over top of that front leg. Let the crown of the head melt down. And notice if you're watching your feet, you'll notice that your leg tries to keep you balanced. It shifts from side to side. Your toes crunch down. Pay attention to how, without your control, your body works to balance you. And with your next inhale, breathing in, lifting all the way up. You can keep your hands as they are, and then exhale, pivot both toes to the top of your mat. So shoulders are above the hips, and as you exhale, bring your heart forward, and then melting down. Connecting with your breath, breathing with all of your intention, fully breathing in and fully breathing out. Good. The next time you exhale, place both hands down, releasing the grasp of the elbows or the palms. And then inhale, step forward. Good. Folding all the way down. Just reach your opposite elbows just for a moment here. And then inhale, roll all the way up. Reach your hands overhead. This time as you exhale, take your hands to the small of your back with the fingertips pointing down and the thumbs wrapping outside of the body. From here, looking straight forward, inhale, bring your elbows back. Bring your hips forward a little bit and then lift your heart looking toward the sky. A little bit of a back bend here, but really supported. So make sure you're cradling that lower back. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale to center and exhale, folding down. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to your high plank, push the mat away. And as you exhale, lower knees, bend the elbows, melt the chest down and the chin. Inhale, lift the heart, and exhale, up and back to downward facing dog. And just pedaling through the legs here. Inhale, lift the heels, bend your knees deeply, and then exhale, hop or step halfway through to a seated position. Good. Bring your feet out in front of you, peel any flesh away from your sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. Breathing in, reach your hands overhead. Breathing out, bring your heart and your hands forward, reaching for your feet. Good. So if you don't have access to your feet, that's perfectly fine and normal. You can bring your hands to your shins or your thighs or just outside of your legs. Good. So instead of wishing, oh, I wish I could touch my toes, I wish I could reach, I can't do this, instead, change your perspective to one of gratitude. I'm thankful that I made it on my mat today to practice yoga, and I'm thankful for all of the things that my body can do for me. And breathe into that instead of, I wish it was different. Just a few more moments here with your breath. Maybe you close your eyes. Tune into any sensations in the body. And the next time you breathe in, lift up through the back of the heart and bend your knees. From here, take your hands just underneath the knees on the shins. Lift up your heart above your knees. And then exhale, lean back. So if you lean back, you should feel your core start to work. Lift the heels and point the toes to the mat. Reach your hands forward and lean back a little bit more. So you're more than welcome to stay right here in this shape, in this boat pose, or you can lift your feet off from the mat. If you wish, you can even lift the feet and take the hands down, or you can extend your legs forward. So just doing whatever works for you in this pose. If your body is shaking, just let it shake. And see if you can stay connected to your breathing. Good. As you exhale, hug your thighs in toward your chest. Take an inhale. And then exhale, place your feet down, or you don't have to, and you just roll all the way back to the back of the mat. Good. From here, placing the feet down, knees point up toward the sky, just beginning to windmill and sway the legs from side to side. And then extend the legs all the way out to the corners of the mat. Reach your hands out on either side of you and close your eyes. Letting the body breathe naturally, releasing any controlled breathing. Softening the whole body from the crown of your head down to the tips of your toes. And know that you're more than welcome to stay in the shape of Shavasana for as long as you need or for as long as you're able. It was my honor and my privilege to guide you through today's practice. Namaste.